Life is short. Or is it? I'm Kat, and this is Aphrodite Set Free. We go throughout our days, and sometimes it can feel so ordinary. Sometimes we're just plugging along, and it can feel so ordinary that autopilot takes over. So today I want to share some ideas that I've had to make life a little bit more interesting, to transform the mundane into a little bit more playful of a life. We have the power to make the ordinary extraordinary, and I'm going to share you just how to do that. So let's get into it. So I'm going to share with you how to do that. The good news is that it all lies within ourselves. We get to be the ones to decide how fun each moment gets to be. And if you have some trouble, can you hear the wind blowing outside? My God. I'm gonna imagine that I am a wind goddess and this is my realm. So excuse the wind that's blowing behind me. But I'm gonna share with you some ways on how to easily transform into an energy that is more playful, more extraordinary, more magical. And with it, life gets to be more fun. Ordinary moments get to be more enjoyable. We get to be in this energy that makes things special. Because, I feel like a lot of times we forget just how special life truly is. And so let's use the power of our minds to get back into this energy, because the energy beneath it all is what's really important. That's what's really real. And so whatever means necessary to get into that energy, I'm an advocate for, because it doesn't need to look any certain way. Whatever works. So here's some ways to use the power of our imaginations to tap into this feminine energy, this playful goddess energy that is inside of us and can create, because femininity is all about creation. So we're going to be in this mode of creation and this vibration of creation, and life just gets to be more fun like this. Here's some ideas to tap into this energy. Let me know if you can, while you're listening, come up with your own ideas. Comment below. Maybe you can come up with some even more creative ideas, and I'm sure I haven't listed all of the mythical creatures there are out there. So if you know of some different unique mythical creatures, let me know, and comment what's your favorite mythical creature. What's the one that you relate to the most? Your inner essence. What's the one that you feel most expresses your divinity, your special essence beneath yourself? Like, which one are you drawn to? A mermaid? An angel? Something, maybe a combination of some. So come up with your own, let me know. I'm curious. I'm really curious. And I love looking into mythologies. I love hearing about different types of creatures that exist. So if you name some new ones that I've never heard of, I'll definitely be grateful to learn about it. I also love this because it's going to help with social anxiety, relieving stress as we're doing tasks throughout the day and as we're talking to people. It'll put us more in a play mode, and that will just help our nervous systems be in a mode of more relaxation, enjoyment. To begin, when you're on the phone, for example, imagine yourself as a gentle angel. This would be a voice that's soothing, unhurried, tuneful, maybe a little melodic. You know, your voice goes up and down. Angels are known for being strong, and they're known for singing, having beautiful voices. So imagine that you have the voice of an angel, that you're an angel when you're on the phone, whether it's your mom that calls, or you're making a doctor's appointment, or you're at work and you're speaking with somebody. The way that our voice, the way we carry our voice and use the subtleties of the tones of our voice can completely dictate the outcome of a conversation. It can make the customer or the person you're speaking to, maybe they picked up and they're in a stressful state. We have the power to add some beauty into their lives by calming them down through our voice, soothing them. And even if they're rushed and in a hurry, we can take pauses. We have that power to be unhurried, even if someone who's talking to us is in a rush, and we can become that angel, that gentle angel. And this will be a powerful way to take control of our lives and help other people by adding some healing into their lives. We're spreading gentleness, we're spreading peace on earth. We're not joining into the chaos. We are transmuting it with our voices, and our angelic voices. So when you're on the phone, a gentle angel. Maybe when you're on a date, you're a little nervous. Imagine that you are a playful siren. And with this, a siren, she's mysterious, she's enchanting, and she's fun. She's not trying to impress on the date. She's not in this survival mode of trying to, the power. The siren is the one with the power, not the sailor. She's the one that's, she's enticing him, and she's doing it in a way that's not desperate or grasping, but it's very cunning, it's playful, she enjoys it. It's just what she was made to do. It's natural. She's naturally an enchantress. And so when you imagine yourself as this, when you're on this date, when you're on dates and you're like that, it's gonna let you'll have more fun because you'll be more detached from the outcome. You're gonna be more detached from the perception of the other person because you know who you are. You're the playful siren. Who cares what they think? You're the playful siren. Your perception, it's what really matters because it's the only one that you're ever going to experience. So when we can be this in this mode, it's going to lighten the mood. And it's also, the playful siren is great for dates because she's really confident. She is the seductress. she's alluring. She lets herself be sexy without shame. She is effortlessly, she flows with the water. She's in a flow state. She's water oriented. This is a great element on a date, is to be in a flow state, flexible, not knowing, not predicting, not estimating or measuring, just being in the moment, going with the flow, having fun. And no matter how the date turns out, or whether or not the guy turns out to be the sailor for you, you had fun being in that energy. And in a way, the date was for you to practice being in that energy. And so it's all about bringing it back to ourselves, the focus back to ourselves, and getting more in tune, in alignment with playful, natural energy over desperation, proving, impressing, performing. No, this isn't like performing that seduction, right? Performing, be careful, because I can see now as I'm saying this how pretending to be a mermaid siren can easily turn into performance. And what I'm saying is to focus on that feeling that comes out of you when you imagine yourself as her, and feel that energy. It could look many different ways, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to look stereotypically sexy. But the energy is what matters. It'll be that alluring energy. And so, yeah, like basically it's not going to be performative, because it's going to look different for all of us, this mermaid siren energy. It'll manifest differently in the physical realm, but internally it's going to be that vibration. You know what I mean when I say it. You can feel it, and it'll get us more embodied into the feminine. And however we act, however we speak, will just kind of come out in a way that matches closer to our truth. The next one is a vampire princess while you're at work. And this will be terms like sophisticated, worthy, polished. She is bloodthirsty, and money is her blood. With that, she has strong boundaries. She's a princess. She's royalty. And maybe not everybody knows it, but she knows it. She remembers that she is royal as she's talking to people throughout the day, whether it's her boss or customers or her coworkers or herself. And so her value doesn't rely on whether or not she does a quote-unquote good job. And I'm not saying to slack off, but what I'm saying is that she feels her worthiness comes from within. She's already worthy. She doesn't need to be there. Yeah, she's there to make her money, to get her blood, but it's not out of this feeling of being low on the totem pole. She's not lower than her boss, so she sees herself, I don't want to say as above others, but I think it's easy to get really stressed when we're at work, especially if we work at a restaurant or retail. I've done both. And when you're in this chaotic environment, and I've also done like office type, I've worked at schools. So when you're in this environment, it's so easy for some of us to get in this mode of the stress, the chaos that's happening around us, and feeling like we need this job. Not that it needs us. We don't notice our own value. We feel like we need it, and we need to impress our coworkers, make sure that they see us in a certain light, and we see our boss sometimes as we're afraid of them or that they are above us in some way. And with this vampire princess energy, I would love for us to be able to be at work and feel calm inside of ourselves. Feel that we are royalty, and it might be a secret, but we are eternal. We live forever, and another job will always come along. This job doesn't define us, and we're just here because we're fitting into society secretly. We feel the energy, we feel our self-worth, and so any feeling of when something arises that's an issue or a problem, even if your coworkers or your boss is yelling and saying it's your fault, you don't let that chaos touch you, because you're bigger than it. You are a royal vampire princess. You've got bigger things to worry about, bigger fish to fry, and this is a small blip in your eternal life. So sophisticated, worthy, polished. She's kempt, she's cool and collected. She doesn't allow herself to feel distressed by problems. Even if she does make a mistake, she will apologize with grace and dignity, but she does not feel that it impacts her self-worth. She knows that mistakes happen, it's part of the chaos, and it's just, it happened, but she doesn't allow it to dictate how she feels about herself. There's no shame involved, because she's bigger than this position she's in. So the next one is for my girls that are in school or women who are in college, to be a charming fairy. Adorable, friendly, and clever. These are traits that make up a fairy, and when we're in this environment that I think it's easy, at least for me, I know that school can be intimidating sometimes when there's all these people around us and there's pressure to fit in sometimes. But if you're a fairy, then you're clever. So you're clever with your work, but you're also clever in how you talk to people. You know, you're charming, you are friendly, maybe a little bubbly. You don't have to be, but at least you can feel like on the inside that you are adorable. You are worthy of adoration. You are special, and you're worthy to be adored. That's what adorable means. You're able to be adored. And when you think of yourself in this way, you notice your inner light, your specialness shining in when you're in school. When you're talking to your teachers or your classmates, and you feel like that, they will also see you in that picture that you're painting of yourself. And they're gonna feel that energy. When I was in high school, I saw myself as an outcast, and I created this energy of isolation within myself. And at first, I can understand how that can feel good in some ways, in terms of being different, being unique, being independent. But I warn towards it going too far, and just pay attention. Make sure that it stays balanced, that you are independent, unique, special. Those are true, but also that the human, especially if you're a younger girl, I'm talking to you, friends, support, they're good for the soul, and you deserve it. And so when we're in this energy of worthy of adoration, and yeah, that's a strong word, adoration. It sounds like something for a famous person. I'm saying you deserve that too. Charming and cleverness. Just because you're not succeeding in a certain subject, or you feel socially awkward sometimes, or like you say the wrong thing, that's okay. Don't worry about what you've done or what was said, or these perceptions of how others might take what you've said or see you. Rather, bring yourself back into this energy of a charming fairy and focus on the energy beneath. And at first, as we're changing, we might still say things wrong and be socially awkward sometimes, but see it as cute. It was adorable that you did that. You mixed up their names. You tripped in front of the cute boy. You called your teacher the wrong name, or you said something that was so embarrassing, or you did something so embarrassing. No, it was adorable. It was super cute, and it was so you. It's what makes you special. It's part of your charm, and there's no shame about it. You get to feel like it's part of what makes you special. It's part of your magic, and it's part of your learning. After all, you're in school. So school learning doesn't have to just be about the schoolwork. It could also be learning to engage with others, socializing. And we're not going to shame ourselves when we make a mistake or, do something the wrong way socially. No, we're just learning. Like, why would we judge ourselves for learning a certain way? We all learn in different ways, and we're all becoming our own unique people. So, fairies. So, cleverness can look like a lot of different ways. And just because you might think that you're not very smart with some things, you've got some cleverness hidden underneath some mushrooms over there, I guarantee you. And even if you don't see it yet for yourself, I want you to know, I know it's there. I can see your cleverness hiding under that leaf, under your wings, and just because you don't notice it doesn't mean it's not there. And the more you get to tap into this energy in yourself of being the charming fairy when you're at school and around other people, the more eventually you're going to recognize it in yourself. You'll see it. You'll see it eventually, even if you don't see it right now. Just like with Tinkerbell, we need to believe in her as this fairy. It's so important when we're in school to believe in ourselves, because there's a lot of things telling us not to believe in ourselves. There's a lot of things that I think can easily be misinterpreted and used to feel shame or embarrassed or stupid. And it's a balancing act for sure. But if we believe in ourselves, then your magic is going to be obvious. And yeah, it doesn't really matter what you say or what you do. What matters is how you feel inside. So when you feel like this charming fairy energy, then other people are going to feel that from you. And even if you don't notice them responding at first in the physical reality, eventually people are going to start responding to that energy inside of yourself, and it'll be a much more enchanting experience for you as you go throughout the day and school. So yeah. So when it comes to cooking dinner, imagine that you're a kitchen nymph, and everything that you've gotten from Costco, imagine that you've foraged it from the forest, and it's while you're cooking and you're making your special foods. Imagine you're miniature and your kitchen is miniature and you're tiny, and this makes everything more creative and fun when everything is tiny and you're this little elf nymph and you are cooking and infusing magic into the food that you make, infusing love into it. And if you're imagining that as you're cooking, it's gonna make cooking so fun. And that kind of goes with, I also said nymph for shower, a water nymph. And turn off the lights, take your shower in the dark, sit down in the shower. I love sitting down in the shower and listening to the water and imagining I'm in a forest, a rainforest, just really getting into it. Honestly, I'll imagine I'm like a frog, but imagine you're a water nymph sitting on a lily pad. I'll also imagine that too. And your wet hair, you could just feel it slop down your face, and you are one with nature. Your hair feels like vines, and you are the nature itself. You are becoming one with the water. You are the nymph. You are the vines. And get lost in it, because when we take a shower like this, the whole experience it's you know, it's like that. It allows us to get a little lost in the fantasy and get into this energy that creates an experience. The whole point is to make it an experience. It's not a chore. It's not something that we're rushing to get done. And maybe some showers we have to rush a little bit, but for the most part, like I said, life is so short, but it's also so long, and we get to choose how we perceive it, and we get to choose. We are the magic that make the moment. It's inside of us. So when we infuse the moment with magic, it becomes an experience. No matter what we're doing, whether we're putting on our makeup, and this is more easy for me as of late, since I have a vanity now. I highly recommend that you get one with the Hollywood lights, because it's worth it it's so worth it for the energy of feeling luxurious. Imagine, this is popping into my head now, but imagine that we're a movie star. When you're getting ready in the morning, imagine that you're a movie star and that you're about to go be on stage. You're Marilyn Monroe. And take the pressure off, that perfectionism of, oh my God, I'm gonna be on a movie. But more of, I'm an actress and my life is my movie. This is my stage. I'm the director, I'm the actress, and I'm the audience. So that perfectionism, it's not about making it look perfect. It's more about the energy we give to it as we're applying, having fun with that, and feeling like we're a beautiful actress. Look into our eyes in the mirror and see yourself ramping yourself up for the day of, I love you, you are beautiful, let's go rock this episode that we're going to be creating, let's make the audience laugh a little. Again, you're the audience. Let's make the audience laugh a little. Let's give them a show. Let's give them something to look at, something beautiful. And it's all you, the audience, the director, and the actress. I highly recommend, a vanity. It's definitely worth it to be in a place that you can relax and sit And you can get one for less than $100. It doesn't need to be a super extravagant one. It could just be a simple one that you make yourself. Place a mirror on a table and put some lights by it. For $10 on Amazon, you can get the lights and glue them around the mirror and lean it up against the wall if you have to. But it's about making it special for you. It's about the energy behind getting ready. It's not exactly if the makeup turns out perfectly or the outfit. It's about the magic that you're holding inside. Imagine that you're a queen while making decisions. Sovereign, confident, caring. You make decisions from a place that is a caring heart. It's sovereign, which is royal. It's done with dignity and self-respect, but also with care and confidence. This indecisive energy can be put to rest as we take our throne and make a decision with confidence beneath it, leading the way of inner knowing and self-respect. And then imagine that while you're with friends, that you're a high priestess. Imagine that you're a wise high priestess, discerning, perceptive, supportive. I say discerning because it's easy to get caught up in ideas and energies of our friends when we're around people that might not be the best ideas to delve into. Maybe we shouldn't do that, or maybe the energy is not something you want to absorb. So be discerning as a wise high priestess, that when you're around your friends, to be discerning means that you hold this wisdom of shuffling through, sorting through of what you are going to allow into your fields, your energetic fields, and what is not going to touch you. And this doesn't mean that you're not supportive. You are. You share love. You are supportive with your words, with your kindness and your energy. And I say perceptive because we're in the moment, we're focused. A high priestess is not all over the place mentally, easily manipulated, kind of out of control, letting other people lead the way. She is perceptive, which allows her to be discerning. So she's aware of her surroundings. She's aware, and in the moment she listens when people talk to her. She hears their words, she perceives it. She's fully there, fully focused. She has strong mental clarity. And so yeah, I think that a wise high priestess would be great when with friends, to allow us to be a really good friend, that is somebody that is grounded. And I want to be careful to say, like, not wise as in like you're up here and they're like, what do I do, always coming to you for advice, and you are like, thank you, you come and seek the wisdom of me, the wise one. No, it's more like the other things I said, and you see that they are you. Our friends are parts of us, and we love them and we cherish them and support them in every way, but we remain independent. We remain wise about who we are. We're not going to get sucked into certain things, right? That's what I mean. Like, we're not going to allow ourselves to get sucked into some things that might not match up with us energetically just because our friends are doing it. And the high priestess knows how to be aware of that. A woodland huntress, when it comes to shopping, she's focused, intuitive, and observant. She's focused on what she needs to get as she's hunting. She's not, getting so sidetracked. She's observant, so she notices the details of things that surround her. Maybe there is something that wasn't on the list that catches her eye, and she's intuitive, so she knows to listen, how to listen to her intuition to point her towards getting that new thing or not, and maybe illogically leading her down a different path than she normally takes at that store, or into a section that she wasn't going to go into. But intuitively, she can listen to the subtleties of it and follow her intuition, let that guide her, let that determine whether or not she gets something that might have not been on the list. So this focus, this observation nature is going to help us not only have fun while we're shopping. You can imagine yourself with bows and arrows strapped to your back with a hood. You're powerful, you're kind of moving in silence. You're not making a big show. You're not focused. You're hunting for what you need. You're not focused on other people. You are able to hone in on what's right for you. You get the job done, and you conserve your energy this way while you're out shopping. You're not just spilling it everywhere randomly. And then last, but certainly not least, to be a softened goddess while at home. She's relaxed, she's powerful, and she's holy. She is sacred in her sacred sanctuary, her safe haven that she's created, and she's able to fully relax in her power. She calls her power back to her after she's expended it throughout the day, doing whatever. She calls her power back to her. She knows she's powerful. She walks in her power. She eats her meals feeling relaxed in her power, knowing that she is holy. Everything she touches is holy and sacred, just as she is. And this allows for us to create a space that feels like home when we're at home. That's everything that I have for mythological ideas to make life a little bit more magical. And let me know what you think. I hope that you had fun with this. I certainly had fun creating ideas and talking about it. Yeah, I hope it was helpful, and I'm so happy that you're here with me. It's good to have you here. I'm sending you love and light, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Didn't you just love these sleeves, by the way?